You just stood up to grab a glass of water. 30 seconds later you come back, and your dog is curled up tightly in the exact spot you just left. Most of us laugh it off, call them a seat thief, and then we gently nudge them out of the way to take our spot back. But what if I told you that the exact moment you push them away, you are accidentally rejecting one of the most profound attempts your dog makes to soothe their own anxiety? You think they are just looking for warmth or a soft cushion. But the truth is, you and millions of other dog owners are completely misreading this biological signal every single day, and that misunderstanding is quietly building a wall between you and your dog. Stay with me until the very end of this video. Because when I reveal the actual reason behind this seat-stealing behavior in our final point, a truth rooted in survival instinct and deep loyalty, I promise you will never want to make them move from that chair ever again. Welcome to Canine Cognition Lab. If you want to truly decode what is happening inside your dog's mind, hit subscribe right now. Because what we are about to uncover will change the way you see them forever. Let's get into it. 1. Let's look at the exact moment you leave the room. There could be an entire empty couch right next to you. There could be a brand new orthopedically designed dog bed 3 feet away. But your dog doesn't go there. They go specifically to the tiny square of space you just vacated. You think they are just looking for a warm spot. You think they are being opportunistic. But you are completely ignoring how a dog's primary sensory system works. To a dog, the world is not made of shapes and colors. It is made of scent. Your dog has up to 300 million olfactory receptors in their nose. When you sit in a chair for an hour, you leave behind a highly concentrated, invisible cloud of your unique scent profile. To your dog, that scent is the biological equivalent of safety. A neurological study involving fMRI brain scans of dogs found that smelling their owner's scent activates the caudate nucleus, the reward center of the brain. Smelling you literally triggers a rush of positive, calming neurochemicals. When they curl up in your exact spot, they aren't stealing your cushion. They are physically bathing their nervous system in your scent to trigger an oxytocin release. So, the next time you aggressively shoo them off your chair the second you return, realize that you are punishing them for trying to feel closer to you. Instead, calmly invite them to sit next to you, allowing them to keep that connection without losing your seat. 2. They take your seat, and when you come back and tell them to move, maybe they freeze. Maybe they give you a slight side eye, or they just pretend they can't hear you, turning into a bag of heavy rocks so you have to physically lift them. For decades, traditional dog trainers have told you that this is a sign of dominance. They told you your dog is trying to be the alpha, claiming the literal throne of the house to show you who is in charge. You were told that if you don't force them off immediately, you are letting them dominate you. That is entirely false. Modern behavioral science has completely debunked the alpha dog dominance theory in domestic households. Dogs do not view your recliner as a status symbol. What they are actually doing is practicing pack cohesion. In the wild, canines sleep tightly pressed together in shared resting areas. By lying where you lie, they are mixing their scent with your scent. In the canine brain, a blended scent profile means we are one family and we belong to each other. It is a profound act of unity, not rebellion. When you angrily drag them off the chair to show them who is boss, you are responding to an act of family bonding with an act of hostility. Your dog doesn't understand why you are angry. They only learn that your resting spaces are sources of random conflict. 3. Think about when this behavior happens the most. It usually happens when you walk out the front door, or even just when you step out of their line of sight to go to the bathroom. You think they are just waiting for you to leave so they can break the rules and jump on the furniture. But here is what is actually happening inside your dog's brain. Dogs are hypersocial creatures. For many dogs, the moment their primary attachment figure, you, disappears from their visual field, they experience a micro spike in cortisol, the stress hormone. It is a tiny, almost invisible wave of separation anxiety. Because you are no longer there to anchor them, they immediately seek out the next best thing. the thermal and olfactory shadow you left behind. The residual body heat and concentrated scent on your chair act as a physical substitute for your presence. Curling up in that spot is a self-soothing mechanism. They are trying to lower their own heart rate by surrounding themselves with the ghost of your presence. If your dog constantly does this when you leave the house, the actionable solution is not to yell at them when you check your pet camera. The solution is to leave a piece of clothing you've worn recently, like an unwashed t-shirt, on their actual dog bed. Give them the scent they are desperately craving in a place where they are actually allowed to be. Now, we arrive at the final point, the one I promised you at the beginning of this video. We have talked about scent, we have talked about pack cohesion, and we have talked about how they try to soothe their own anxiety. But there is a deeper, much more profound reason your dog takes your seat, and it has everything to do with how they view their place in the universe. Think about a dog's life. They don't have jobs, they don't have hobbies, and they don't have a social circle outside of the one you provide. To you, your dog is a beautiful part of your life. But to your dog, you are their entire life. You are their survival, their comfort, and their purpose. When your dog climbs into your recently vacated chair, they are making a profound declaration of vulnerability. By wrapping themselves in the physical space that holds your concentrated scent and warmth, they are essentially saying, "This person is my ultimate sanctuary." It is an act of biological devotion. In a world that is large, unpredictable, and sometimes frightening, your physical presence is the only thing that guarantees them absolute safety. When you walk away, even just to the kitchen, they don't just miss you. Their nervous system feels an existential gap. Filling your empty seat is their way of holding on to you when you aren't there to hold on to them. Every time you let them stay in that spot, even just for a few extra minutes, you are answering that devotion. You are sacrificing your own convenience to tell them, without a single word, "I know how much you need me, and I will not punish you for loving me." Your dog does not have the words to tell you how much you mean to them, so they use the only language they have. Their physical choices, their body, and the silent trust they place in your spaces. The next time you catch them curled up in your spot, take a second before you ask them to move. Look at them. Realize that out of every comfortable place in the entire world, the only place they truly wanted to be was wherever you just were. If this video changed the way you see your dog, please share it with another dog owner who needs to hear this. They deserve to know what their dog is really trying to say. Let me know in the comments below. Does your dog steal your seat? And how are you going to react the next time they do it? Don't forget to subscribe to Canine Cognition Lab. We are here every single week, helping you decode the beautiful silent language of the animal that chose you. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.